And then we will see the basic elements of a optical communication link. The basic elements of optical communication link. So generally we know there is the transmitter, receiver, in between them channel. But in addition with them, to establish a long haul communication links, we need several other components like connectors. If you want to establish a temporary connection between optical fibers, or if you want to connect your optical fiber cable to the transmitter section or receiver section, then we need some special kind of components which are nothing but the optical connectors. If you want to establish permanent connections, then we need to go for the different kinds of splices. And also, after traveling for certain distance, usually the signal will be weakened, and to amplify that signal, we need to have regenerators in the channel. So, in addition with the transmitter section and receiver section, in between the channel, we need to use several types of connectors, splicers, regenerators, beam splitters. So different components are available. So now we'll have a glance what are all the basic components required just to establish a long haul communication system. Not only long haul communication system, any communication system. So here we'll see the basic elements required for optical fiber communication system. So as like other communication systems, here also the first fundamental part of optical communication system is the transmitter section, right? So initially assume the physical information is converted into electrical signal. So from that portion we are starting. So here initially the transmitter section receives the electrical signals, and this electrical signal, if it is the analog optical communication system, the electrical signal will be in the analog form. Usually we use digital communication systems because of so many advantages, and let us assume this is the digital information and it should be amplified before transferring the data. So for that there is a drive circuit, and from this drive circuit the amplified signal will be given to the light source, and this light source may be either LED or injection laser diode, ILD, laser diode, right? And the main purpose of this optical source is to convert the electrical signals into optical signals. What are the optical frequencies? Optical frequencies are in the range of 100 terahertz to 1000 terahertz. If you convert into wavelengths, usually in optical communication system, we represent the bandwidth in terms of the wavelengths. And if you see the optical signal wavelength is in the nanometers dimension, or it may be in the micrometers dimension, right? So here from this optical source, the light signal with a very small wavelength is coming out. So here the major challenge is to connect this narrow beam light signal to the channel, right? Here channel is also nothing but a very smaller diameter optical fiber cable which is in the order of micrometers only. So the narrow beam width light signal which is coming out from the laser diode must be properly connected to the optical fiber cable which is in the order of micrometers dimension. So here directly it may be difficult to connect optical source with the optical fiber cable. That's why the manufacturer of the optical source itself a small piece of optical fiber cable. So during the manufacturing of the optical sources, they attach a small piece of optical fiber cable to the output of this laser source, right? So optical source is connected to a fiber fly lead. So here what is the fiber fly lead here? Fiber fly lead is a small portion of the optical fiber cable which is attached along with the optical source. And now the transmitter section is completed. So in the transmitter section, the electrical information is connected into optical information, and this optical signal is connected to the optical fiber cable which is nothing but the communication channel or the transmission medium here. And now you can see the channel part. Here this is the channel, here this is the channel, and to connect this channel to the transmitter, here there is a connector. Suppose if you want to establish the temporary communication link, then we have to use the component which is called as connector, or otherwise if you want to connect this channel permanently to the transmitter section, we have to use the component which is nothing but the splicer. By using this splicer, we can establish the permanent connection between the components, and by using the connector, we can establish the temporary connection between the components. So based on our requirement, either we may use the connectors or splicers. And then if you want to direct our optical information signal into different directions, then we need to split that data. So for that, here there are optical couplers or beam splitters, right? And this optical fiber cable. So this optical fiber cable carries the light information. If you want to split this light information in different directions, then we have to use optical couplers or beam splitters. So in the market, different types of optical couplers like star couplers, Mach-Zehnder couplers are available. So by using any one of them, we can couple the data to different directions, right? And finally, if it is, just assume it is the long haul communication system. So after traveling for certain distance, the light signal will be weakened. After traveling for certain distance, light signal will be weakened. So we need to amplify that signal within the channel itself. So for that, to amplify the signal within the channel, here we need to use the component which is called as the regenerator, signal regenerator. So here, what is the purpose of regenerator? Regenerator must amplify the signal which is in the signal in the channel. So already we have certain amplifiers which can deal with the electrical signals. So for example, already in your previous courses you have learnt about different types of amplifiers like CE amplifier, CB amplifier, CC amplifier, and some kind of power amplifiers. Different types of amplifiers we have come across already. But here the challenge is we need to amplify the signal which is coming from the optical fiber cable, which is in the form of light. So directly we can't amplify the light signals. So to amplify the signal, first of all, it must be converted into electrical signal, and that electrical signal must be given to the available electrical amplifiers, right? So for that, in the channel, the light signal, first of all, this light signal must be converted into electrical signal. How do you convert light signal into electrical signal? Similarly, just by using the detectors. So by using any kind of optical detector, either pin or avalanche photodiode, the optical signal which is coming from the channel, that will be converted into electrical signal, and this electrical signal will be given to the electronic circuitry, generally the amplifier circuit. So by using suitable amplifier circuitry, this electrical signal will be amplified, and this amplified electrical signal, again it should be converted into optical signal, because we need to carry this information for longer distances, and the channel here is the optical fiber cable which carries the information only if it is in the form of the light. So here this electrical signal must be again converted into optical form. So for that conversion, here we have to use the optical source. So here either by using LED or laser diode, again this electrical signal will be converted into optical signal, and this optical signal will be connected to the optical fiber cable by using fiber fly lead. Right? So here, what is the input to the regenerator circuit? That is the optical signal. What is the output of this regenerator circuit? Again, that is the optical signal only. But what is the difference? Here, the input is the weak light signal, the output of the resonator is the amplified optical signal, and this amplified optical signal will be again connected to the channel part. So here, after certain distances in the channel, there must be the repeaters or regenerators. But here in conventional communication systems, at shorter distances itself, we need to keep regenerators. More number of regenerators are required, because after traveling for shorter distances itself, the electrical signal will be weakened. So many number of regenerators are required in conventional communication systems, whereas the requirement for um, regenerators in optical communication system, whereas the requirements for repeaters or regenerators in the optical communication systems are very less. So very less number of regenerators are required here. So whatever it is, the amplified optical signal which is coming out from this regenerator will again be connected to the optical channel, which is nothing but the optical fiber cable once again. And this optical fiber cable carries the light information, and whenever we need another repeater, we'll use another repeater section somewhere in the channel, right, based on the distance of the communication link. And finally, this channel must be connected to the receiver section. So here with the green colored one, you can observe this is the transmitter section. With the gray colored one, you can observe that is the channel. And within the channel, if you want to amplify the signal, there is a repeater section which is indicated with highlighted blue color. And then the signal which is coming from the fiber, that will be given to the receiver section. The signal which is coming from the channel, that is given to the receiver section. So in the receiver section, the first part, the basic element is the photodetector. So this photodetector receives the optical signal coming from optical fiber cable, and that optical signal will be converted into electrical signal. And this electrical signal is amplified, and this amplified electrical signal, that will be processed by using different equalizers and the signal restorers, right? And that will be sent to the destination. That will be sent to the destination. And after this, this electrical signal is connected to transducer, and this transducer converts the electrical information into physical information. So in this way, by using this optical communication system, we can convey the physical information from one point to another point. And now let us see what are the basic components required for this. So to establish the optical communication system, what are all the basic components required? Now once again recollect. Basically we need drive circuit and electrical transmitter section. So which we have learned about electrical transmitter section, already we have learned in previous courses. And now the new thing to us is the optical source, right, which converts the electrical signals into optical signals. And also the channel which we are using is the optical fiber cable. And in the receiver section, we have to convert the optical signal coming out from optical fiber cable into the electrical signal. So in the receiver section, we need to convert optical signal into electrical. So we need a photodetector. So in our entire optical communications systems subject, in this course, we are going to focus on this optical fiber cable and the light source and the photodetector. And also to establish long haul communications, we have to use either connectors or splices. So as a first unit, we are going to learn the basics of optical fiber cable. The basics of optical fiber cable. Basics in the sense how the optical fiber cable can be constructed, And what is the principle behind the light transmission within the optical fiber cable? What are the basic optic laws involved? And how many types of optical fiber cables are there? Like step index fiber, graded index fiber, single mode fiber, multi mode fiber. And for the proper propagation of the light signal, with which angle the light signal must be entered into the optical fiber cable. So all these things about the optical fiber cable we are going to learn in our first unit. Upon learning about the optical fiber cables, we focus on different types of losses occur in the optical fiber cable while the light signal is propagating. So the signal degradation in the optical fiber cable will be learnt in the second unit. Majorly, whenever the light signal is propagating in the optical fiber cable, the signal may be either attenuated or dispersed. So in second unit, we focus on different types of attenuation losses and dispersion losses. So with the first unit and the second unit, we will learn about the details of optical fiber cable, and then in the third unit we are going to focus on how these optical fiber cables are connected by using different types of connectors and splicers. So there are different types of connectors like butt joint connectors, tapered sleeve connectors, straight sleeve connectors, and different types of splicers like fusion splicers, V-groove splicers, elastic tube splicers, right? And also, whenever the connector or splicer is used, because of these connectors and the splicers, there are certain losses. Suppose if it is the single mode fiber, suppose if connectors are used to connect single mode fibers, what are the various losses due to the connectors and splicers we are going to discuss. So, entirely in the third unit, we are going to focus on different types of the connectors which will be used to establish a long communication systems. And what are the remaining parts? So in the first three units we focused on channel transmission medium. Upon learning about the channel, we are going to focus on the transmitter section, in which optical source is new to us. What are the various optical sources? What are the various optical sources available? They are LEDs and laser diodes. So in fourth unit, we are going to learn about the basic principle of LED and the basic principle of laser diode, and also how many types of LEDs are there, like surface emitting LED, edge emitting LED, and different types of laser diodes like Fabry Perot laser, distributed feedback laser. So the details related to the optical source will be learnt in fourth unit. And in the fifth unit, we are going to learn about the photodetectors like pin photodiode and avalanche photodiode. And upon learning about these photodetectors, we are going to design the optical system. Upon designing this optical system, we have to analyze the performance of the system. To analyze the performance of this optical communication system, there are two techniques available. They are the link power budget and rise time budget. So these performance analysis techniques also will be discussed in our fifth unit. So this is briefly about the overview of your optical communication system, which we are going to learn by the end of this course. Here, if you see this diagram, here there is a thick line. Here, if you see, here you can find out two different types of wires here. So this one is representing electrical signal, and this is representing the optical fiber cable. And here through this line, electrical signal is transmitted. So this is the copper line, and this is the optical fiber cable, which is generally made up of either glass or plastic.